We want to thank our amazing sponsor, the Rope Drop Queen herself, Michelle McKnight. She is a destination specialist with touring plans and can help you plan an amazing vacation. Whether it's Disney, Universal, a cruise, or an all-inclusive, she can help you with booking, planning, and strategizing to help you have an incredible experience at a great rate. Contact her today at michelle@touringplans.com. Now, on to the show.
Helping you navigate the Disney parks.
With the hope that it will be a source of joy and inspiration to all the world.
You're listening to Rope Drop Radio.
Welcome to another Rope Drop Radio. Derek and Doug talking all things Disney Cruise Line. That's right, Doug. You just got off a dream sailing. Do you feel relaxed and refreshed?
Yes, I actually do. I did relax some. I took a nap on deck 4 one time. That's not going to lie. It was very nice and refreshing until someone woke me up.
Well, I was definitely jealous the whole time you were there, and that's what we're going to be talking about on this week's episode. But first, we actually have 2 new Patreons we need to give a shout out to, Allison and Tammy. Thank you so much for joining the Rope Drop Radio community, getting the bonus content and some swag. I know last week my wife was on. This week we're going to have your kids on to talk more about the cruise. So a lot of good stuff coming up here, especially through the holidays. But thank you to all of our Patrons. And if you want to be a part of that amazing community, click that in the show notes.
That's right. Thank you very much. And also thank you to everyone that's left Apple Podcast reviews. So we're going to read one this week. Here we go. Informative and fun by Mess1023. I think I got
Nailed
that
it.
right. Yeah. Found this podcast back in March and have been listening weekly ever since. Derek and Doug share my many helpful planning tips and fun trip reviews. Listening is a great way to keep up to date with what's going on in the parks and on the cruise line. Highly recommend.
Ooh, thank you. And notice it was this last March, not the March before during the shutdown where we had a lot of hard weeks trying to find things to talk about.
Topics. Yeah, and listeners were not new then. But this one and conveniently mentions the cruise line.
Yeah, so
there we go.
Well, you went not by yourself, Doug, though I could see you doing that someday. You actually took the whole family. First time all 5 of you have been on a DCL ship since the pandemic. And so to talk more about that, we're bringing on your better half, Michelle McKnight, the Rope Drop Queen. Thanks for being back on the show, Michelle.
Sure. Yeah, this was a great cruise. You know, being all back as a family on Disney was amazing. So lots of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, and lots of stuff, because it was the kids' first time being back on a ship since the pandemic. And Michelle and I have sailed twice, once on Royal, once on Disney. Lots to compare from our August sailing to our November sailing as well. Some changes afoot, the Disney Cruise Line. Maybe not afoot, aboard? Does that sound better? I tried to come up.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'll be quiet now. But it was a maritime sailing, so that meant it was Christmassy. Very Christmassy, Derek.
Yeah, I'm very jealous. I was supposed to be on a maritime sailing this year, and we pushed it off till next year. So you got Christmas decorations, Santa. You got all the fun holiday things on this trip that we're going to talk about.
Yeah, but we have a list of things we'll kind of just go through here. The first thing we have to talk to is about the best matching group shirt we've ever seen.
Yeah, we want to do it next time. So
Yeah.
Next time we have an extended group trip. So if you were in the sailing party that said, I'm with Jim on all of the
all their
back
shirts, like 10, 15 shirts.
Except for Jim.
Except for Jim.
Jim said Jim. That was awesome.
It was, and when you first saw it, you're like, huh? But then you notice Jim. Jim was the life of the party, and so everybody else was just with Jim. It was fantastic. We saw Jim everywhere. Everywhere we went, Jim was there having a good time.
Even on Castaway.
Yeah, I think half the family members embarrassed by Jim. The other half encouraged Jim.
I like him.
Yeah, Jim was kind of be your guy, Derek.
Okay.
So, Jim. And so when I would try to be the life of the party, which I am not normally, my kids were usually like, Dad, stop. And I would say my middle name literally is Jim. So they didn't care. No one cared. But it was pretty cool. We might have to do that. I think we might surprise somebody with I'm with, and then their shirt's different.
Mike.
Yeah, Mike.
I like that.
Yeah.
Or if we ever actually do a Rope Drop Radio cruise, we can do I'm with Derek and Doug and pass that as the listeners.
And then the back of your shirt just says Derek.
Yep.
gigantic. I mean, the whole shoulder blade to shoulder blade gym.
Yes, I would do that in a heartbeat. All right, so one thing you put on here, Doug, is that Alden ran a lot. Who runs when they're on vacation?
A 14-year-old concerned about high school cross country. So on embarkation day, he ran like 6 miles, 4 miles, 8 miles,
8 miles.
8. And so you get on the ship and you watch Mickey dance for a minute. Then they send you to a muster station where you have to check in and take a picture of the little green placard. Most of those, as you know, are on the running path, right? Yeah, outside. When does Alden decide to go for a run? Like essentially right after we get to our room, while people are still checking in. So he's zigzagging around people with luggage, doing their muster drill. He's crazy.
Well,
absolutely crazy.
Get that college, cross country scholarship in your future, maybe. Come on, got to encourage him a little bit.
Some days it seems more likely than grades to do it.
Oh, I hope he listens to the show.
Gosh. Oh dear. Yeah. So he ran twice on board
the ship, and then
on Castaway. He did. Yeah, he did that too.
Disney Cruise Line is unique in that it's flat and you can go the entire way around. You don't have to turn around. You don't have to go uphill. You're not on the pool deck. So
but you do look a little weird running on vacation. I'm just that personal preference.
You do.
I think, but the second time I was telling him, like, the other people that are running are almost all the theater people. That's the other people that are running when he was running.
So they're young people.
It finally dawned on him that I might know what I'm talking about. But you can pick out crew members and figure it out. But they're mostly the theater people.
All right. Well, you guys were on the ship. I was watching a terrible football game, and you could not get any football while you were on there.
No, the Huskers played Iowa on Black Friday on BTN. BTN was owned by Fox, right? Disney bought Fox, and I was thinking, yes, BTN on cruise ships and everywhere else. No, they didn't get BTN, so there was no BTN on the cruise ship. It was very sad. So I was getting text message updates from people.
Yeah,
and I'm kind of glad I couldn't watch the game.
Yeah, be glad. I'd rather be on a DCL ship than watching football for sure. So let's jump in. I know you talked here about Vibe and the Edge. Now your kids are a little bit older. I'm sure they're spending a little bit more time with the other tweens and people their age.
Well, one of the three did. The other two kind of spent time with each other and us.
Yeah. Our youngest is 12, and this would have been her last year to go to Oceaneers Club and Oceaneers Lab. And they tried to put a magic band on her.
And she was like,
and
no.
She's like, no, I'm done.
Nope.
I'm not going there. So no magic band for her. But she did get registered for Edge. She did never go to Edge, but she did get registered. We did check out the space. Alden and Sam did get registered for Vibe. Sam didn't go this trip, but Alden did.
Constantly.
It was his first time in Vibe, which is 14 to 17.
Yeah, anytime we'd let him escape, he was there. He went to Vibe. He disappeared.
Yeah.
It was weird.
And it was a busy ship this time for teens because it was like almost like a holiday weekend. It wasn't, yeah. It was, but lots of people did go back to school Monday, but
this was lots of kids on board.
Yeah, but mainly it was Florida, Ohio, and New York people.
That's what he reported. He was like the oddball. But it was all not necessarily New York, New Jersey, I think was the state
I think he was amazed at how many people from Florida sail.
It's a lot
There are Florida discounts. You don't have to fly. I mean,
it's super convenient.
Totally.
Yeah.
I had a friend that lived in Florida and said they used to just anytime they just go to the port whenever there's like bookings or sales.
Yep.
Yeah, that would be so easy. So he made friends in Vibe, and he played a lot of foosball, it sounds like. And the last night, he came home with a hat, and we were questioning how he got it. He said he won it, and I was even questioning that. Then I realized, he didn't have charging privileges, so I know there's no way he bought it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, he has a Vibe hat now that he'll never
nice.
wear.
Oh.
Never wear it because it's not cool enough. It's definitely not drippy.
Okay.
They don't say drip anymore.
No,
Every time I say it, they stop saying it.
We just lost a couple listeners underage, so there you go.
Yeah.
All right, how'd you guys do at trivia this time around?
We got second place a lot.
Never first.
No.
Claire and I won a game show.
You did win a game show.
Yeah.
That is correct.
But it was the family time game show, and there may or may not have been only one other family in attendance. So it would be technically one family that had 4 members.
A win's a win. Doesn't matter if it's an inch or a mile. Fast and the Furious life. Let's go. You won.
They won. Right. Sam and I weren't there because we went and watched Eternals.
I have a running like Coach McKnight medal, and I didn't even I won. Win's a win. There you go,
dude. You were hiking around Disney World, so that's a win. Yeah, but they offered. So when we went in August, there was like 3 trivias, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
And in the smallest places possible.
Yeah, just horrible locations. This time, it was like you turn around like, oh, trivia. Oh, trivia. Like adult trivia, Disney trivia, Toon trivia. I'm new to it. It was Marvel trivia. All the way from the D Lounge to Evolution. I mean, big venues.
Trivia's in right now.
Kids
love trivia.
They listened, I think, because early on there was not as much to do.
Yeah.
It was a lot more relaxing, I'll say that. But there was way more trivia on this cruise than we had in August. That is for sure.
Yeah. One tip if anyone is cruising soon, but when you're looking at the Navigator online and the app, make sure you look at everything, because even though it says Evolution, you can still go to it if it says all ages. So like during the day, nobody went to those things in Evolution for the family.
Not nobody,
things.
But less.
Okay, like 10 people instead of 40.
Yeah.
So that's
gives you better odds to win.
Claire and I won.
Yes.
So, but they could use some more participation because it's not really fun unless there's other people.
Yeah, the adult-only areas don't become adult-only until after 9 p.m. Also, the adult-only trivia says right on it, because that happens various times throughout the day because there's more adult topics in the trivia. I don't think it's like adult type stuff. It's just questions that you're not going to ask kids. But the trivia was good. We got beat by some perfect scores every time, and
when you grade your own papers, sometimes that happens.
You kind of wonder. We did not cheat at all, not once.
That's how we didn't win.
That's how we didn't win.
No.
What is Mulan's horse's name? For crying out loud, we can't ever remember that.
Khan?
Yeah, that's what it is. We know it now. Anyway, moving on. We ate lots of ice cream, Derek.
Oh, yay. Something I can't do on a ship, but I know you like to eat ice cream a lot.
Yeah. Did you have ice cream every night?
I think so.
I missed it the night Sam and I saw Eternals.
I have pictures of every single time that I had ice cream with the kids. So we have a count going.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to count how many ice cream cones we had.
Yes.
We've got some Castaway luggage tags we could send them.
Ooh, there you go.
So we'll throw that up on the interweb to
follow
get the
us at Road Drop Radio and all the things.
Yeah, and boy, I had quite a few ice cream cones, but the real variable is how many ice cream cones did Alden have while roaming the ship after Vibe closed.
Well, he was running all the calories off.
He said he went with them, but he didn't have any.
Who goes to ice cream but doesn't have ice cream?
I don't know.
Okay.
Whose
all
kid
right,
is this?
There you go. That's a good question. Now, one question I had, Doug, we have not addressed yet is testing. Mm-hmm. And so how was testing to get on the ship and at the port?
Yeah, so the logistics, right? The boring stuff.
This was new to
here.
us because in August we did not have to test.
Yeah, in August we had to enter our vaccine card into Safe Passage, a website that does all this for Disney. And then they checked our vaccine card and then gave us the all clear. Well, now you still have to do that. Everybody 12 and older must be vaccinated.
That changes in January.
January, what's
5th,
the date?
6th, something like that.
Though like 13th or 10th.
It's coming up.
Something like that. Anyway, 5 and up then has to be vaccinated on that certain date in January. So you enter that in the Safe Passage. If you're not vaccinated, if you're too young, then you have to test a certain number of days before the cruise and submit the results through Safe Passage to get approved. And then everybody at the port gets tested. This is a rapid test. So we pulled up in our rental car. They scan our Safe Passage barcode. We move forward. They hand us something. We move forward. We park. And then a lady gives us the test, scan barcodes, puts stickers onto vials, and then we stick our own Q-tip up our noses around 4 times and then put them in the vial, snap it off, seal it up, hand it back. We do that for all 5 of us. And then we go and park in the parking garage and twiddle our thumbs for about 40 minutes.
45.
Nervous
45.
tick. I would.
The longest 45 minutes ever.
I don't know how many times I refreshed that page.
Yeah, so they just uploads, it says clear to sail on the safe passage page. I just kept hitting refresh. Like, that was the one day my phone battery got close to dying because I hit refresh. And you know everybody sitting in the parking garage is also doing that, so your service starts to dwindle too. But man, we hit that. They also send you an email. I got my email like 2 hours later, so I'm glad I wasn't just waiting for the email. Got it.
I got mine right as it changed.
Right as it changed. They just don't like me, I think. They're like, if we could keep
You got
this
on
guy
the ship. That's all that matters.
We did. So you heard some random cheering around the parking garage, which is kind of weird and cool.
And then you hurry up, grab your stuff, and get
because you want to get ahead of everybody.
Yeah.
And like once you get over there, you go through security. You check into Disney with your passports, and then the lady proceeds to tell you everything about using the Disney app, even though you've said, I've used the app, and yes, we sailed in August. You get the spiel no matter what. And then you go through security up into the terminal and right onto the ship. I mean, you walk straight through the terminal, picture on. So in August, they did a show. Right when you go in, you stand on a little Mickey head.
On the ship.
On the ship. Right? They announce your family name, you go, and there's like 10 families there watching a little show with Mickey and Minnie. In August, it was about 5 minutes to 7 minutes long. Little dancing around.
It was just longer.
It was longer. It had to have been 5 minutes. This time, the show is maybe a minute.
Mickey's like, get on the ship. Yay!
Yes.
Next.
Yeah, exactly. Because now we had about 2,000 people on the ship with us this time. In August, there's only 900. So they have to move some things along. So it's good to see that they adjusted that, made that a little quicker. It's still a fun little show. It replaces the sailing away party, which missing the sailing away party might be one of the things that I miss the most. Words I never thought I would say.
And it's outside.
They do other things outside. It doesn't make sense.
They couldn't regulate everybody standing on a dot. Though, I mean, I know they do for fireworks, but that's just half the people.
But yeah, that's the thing. So, it's everyone for the sailing away party instead of
like you can't do 2 different ones. Who actually goes to the sailing away party? Because not everybody that goes to it. But
no, there's no way everybody went before.
I think they should just try it.
You need something to like.
Well, that's a good trivia question. When's the sailing away party coming back, or is it ever coming back? Hope it comes back.
Oh, it's got to come back.
Hopefully, with the new song for the Wish.
Yep, absolutely.
We can hope.
Well,
so there you go, testing at the port.
Yep, and so let's dive into the cruise itself. You're on the ship. They said, welcome, McKnight family, and this is all holiday. So let's talk about how they, hopefully they still kept more theming and made the ship look all pretty and Christmassy for you guys.
Oh, yeah, it was.
The Dream was really
100%
pretty.
There.
It was our 3rd Very Merry Christmas Time sailing.
Yes, so we've done them.
We've done the Dream and the Magic before.
Yeah, and gingerbread house, Christmas tree, garland, Christmas music everywhere. It was Christmas. No doubt about it. And now that it's after, it was Black Friday, so it didn't feel weird. The first time we did a maritime sailing, it was like November 9th, which was like,
not loud.
It was a little intense to go into 100% Christmas at that stage. But yeah, it was good. The decor was, the atrium was all decked out.
And then various places throughout the ship, like right out front of animators, inside the Trinity Garden.
Yeah, there's other Christmas trees. Yeah. Yeah, it was cool. I enjoyed it.
Now, I heard Santa showed up on your ship while you were there.
Yeah, I really wanted to scream like Buddy the Elf right now, but I chose not to because you'd both look at me like
I do anyway.
Santa's
but okay.
coming! Santa!
Yeah, so he's not actually on the navigator in the app to meet.
Well, he's Santa. He comes and goes as he pleases. That's his job. He was also here in Lincoln at a thing I was at, so he is just that guy.
Well, this Santa was unique. I mean, it was a different looking Santa. I I don't know.
They didn't have a crew
He's
member
very skinny.
that knew the right
Very
guy.
skinny,
huh?
very tall, very
Well,
very modern Santa.
He's
Not the huge beard. So I've
He's
got a
on
picture
vacation.
we can post. Yeah. But he's listed, it's under a character, like a character photo. So the dream or in the navigator, it just says character photo, character photo, character photo. You have no idea who's going to be there.
could be Princess.
Talk about how frustrating it
Could
is
be
for
Mickey.
Michelle.
She had
Who wants to
trouble.
get all the pictures with all the characters?
So that meant
So
you had to
frustrating.
go see who every single one of them was.
Yeah. Also, if you met one who would have been Pluto with reindeer ears, the line was closed when we got there. If you met him, then you had to go meet Santa. And Claire freaked out. She's like, I am not meeting Santa. And that same thing Alden said, I'm not meeting Santa.
It's not like they had to sit on his lap.
Yeah, well,
Because COVID prevented that.
you stood on dots and he asked you what you want for Christmas, and then you were able to take off your mask and take a picture with the Shutters photographer there. So it was nice. They could have done it a lot differently, but I feel like that was the best way to do it. So, yeah, lots of little kids were excited to see Santa, just not Michelle.
I think if they had put Santa in the Navigator, they would have had a lot more.
Yeah, but
maybe
that's probably why they didn't want to, but still.
Well, if Santa was there, let me ask, was Mrs. Claus on vacation too?
She was, and they advertised that story time with Mrs. Claus.
I missed it.
In the D Lounge. And that was 2 or 3 times, if I remember right. So that was actually in there. Seemed like a popular thing for the little kids.
We did not attend.
We didn't attend.
No.
Well, of course. I mean, if Mrs. Claus, if Santa's on vacation on, Disney cruise ship, of course Mrs. Claus is coming
Better
too.
be there.
Yeah.
Right?
That's why I don't ever see you, Doug, taking a cruise without Michelle.
It's a frightening idea. I don't know that I'd make it on. I'd probably forget something. I don't know. It wouldn't be good, Derek.
Well, Michelle, I know you're trying to get all your Mickey pictures in, and they're probably all in different holiday gear. So what were the meet and greets like? Were they all dressed up and able to take pictures with?
Yeah, so after the first few hours where Minnie and Mickey were in their captain gear, then everyone basically turned to holiday stuff for the whole cruise, except for on Castaway. They were wearing their Castaway costumes. Yeah. Mickey and Minnie have this almost ugly Christmas sweater attire.
It's not an ugly Christmas sweater. It's just ugly.
It's both. It's ugly winter. I don't know.
Yeah.
But so I'm not a big fan of it. But they did wear that almost the entire cruise. But the last day, right as we were coming up, they were dressed in their holiday dancing attire.
Yeah.
But we were too late for that as well. So
great timing a lot of times.
Yeah,
But
Pluto,
compared to August, probably 3 times the character greetings.
oh yeah.
If not more.
Yeah. Pluto had his reindeer ears on. Goofy was all dressed up. Daisy Donald. I feel like we saw Chip and Dale.
Yeah.
I feel like there was more.
Did you get some princesses on the ship too, even if they didn't dress up?
So many princesses.
Oh, perfect.
They're
So
constantly.
it just sounds good because characters are coming back, at least on the
Yes.
ship. So if your big
Yeah.
thing is interacting with characters, this is the way to do it.
I saw Max. Goofy and Max. That's who woke me up from my
that's
nap.
right. Yeah, I didn't wake him up, guys. Just so
Goofy
you know.
and Max woke me up. They woke me up from my nap.
That is awesome.
No, I was out cold.
On deck 4, on the running track.
Out
Just-
cold.
Oh,
Nothing
boy.
wrong. If only
Oh,
it was
boy.
Powerline that woke you up.
Yeah.
That'd be even
Yeah,
better.
that would have been.
Do you know what Doug didn't like about the Christmas sailing? Because he's like a Scrooge.
Well,
Christmas
I mean,
music?
this.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it was a lot.
It's Christmas
all
time. It's every mall,
everywhere. On
Walmart,
the
wherever you go
TV,
right now.
On the TV, in the hallway, on the pool deck, everywhere. I love Christmas music. Michelle can verify this.
He starts playing it November 1st.
Yes, I love Christmas music. However, on my Disney cruise, I would like a little bit of Disney music some places because it's not Disney Christmas music they're playing necessarily. There were some, but we heard the entire album, the Jimmy Buffett Christmas album.
Oh, I'm in.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But then
Sounds
there's,
great to me.
Stuff that correlates with a cruise. But let's talk about the all the music you have to pull from for Christmas music that overlaps with Disney and overlaps with a cruise, that Venn diagram is little, right? And they ran out of music within an hour. So there was just, they could have just thrown some regular Disney music in there occasionally in the hallways, because that's what separates it from Royal Caribbean in my mind, is the music in the hallways, the little things. And we lost that because Royal Caribbean could have played all the same Christmas music on their ships. It wouldn't have been any different. I think that was where my Scrooge took over. I love Christmas music, though.
We did have fun dancing to the Christmas music on the top, or on the pool deck, or deck 12. We were waiting for fireworks, though. That was fun.
That was, they picked some good music there.
That's one improvement. They have Christmas fireworks, or very merry fireworks, where they used to just have pirate night still in the middle of a Christmas cruise. So
this was Christmas themed. I thought the music was weak in the fireworks show, though. Like, they could have thrown the Trans-Siberian Orchestra or something like Little Mannheim Steamroller or something else. Heck, even Christmas Island with Jimmy Buffett, whatever. But it was like, it was almost hard to tell what
goes with fireworks.
No, not at all. But it's better than what they did pick, which was like the most mellow symphony type
3
music.
minutes. It's
3 minutes.
3-minute fireworks show?
Yeah, it's perfect.
That's one song.
3 minutes and 12 seconds, according to my video.
Like a
In
medley
August,
of stuff.
it was 2 minutes and 48 seconds.
So
maybe
more.
Oh, there you go. Spending some money on fireworks. Good job, Disney.
Getting there?
Yeah. And they had like a Christmas dance party, holiday dance party afterwards.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they do 2 showings of the fireworks. Now, in your navigator, if you have early dining, you will only see the fireworks showing that you're supposed to go to. So a lot of people were like, I heard fireworks later, but it wasn't in the navigator. No, because they don't want you to go to it twice. That's for the late dining people. So it's kind of interesting how they can do
Trying
that.
to manipulate the crowds a little bit. I like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think it made sense. So it's kind of cool, but if you know about it, you could go to fireworks twice. And that'd be 6 minutes of fireworks then.
Ooh.
Right. No midnight buffet, though.
That's sad.
There's no. Think of what they could do with
Doug.
it. Yeah, it is good for Doug, but
good for Doug's heartburn, which is also good for Michelle.
Right.
Think of what they could do with a Christmas midnight buffet, though.
Nope.
All the peppermint and gingerbread you can eat.
Just hot chocolate. Did you at least get hot chocolate on the cruise?
No, it was hot.
It was
Derek.
too warm.
Okay.
We were hot.
Okay, makes sense, I guess.
Maybe in January. I don't know.
All right.
Wasn't Disney World. Disney World, we could have gotten some. No, not even.
No.
We were hot in the morning.
One other fun thing we did on this cruise was force the kids to take a lot of Shutters pictures.
Which is now run by Disney.
They're growing up so fast. You got to enjoy the moment.
Yeah, and like Christmas pictures, we could put them on our Christmas card coming up. But really, taking pictures with Shutters, the photographers on board, is the only way to get a maskless picture inside right now, which is fine. I'm totally fine with that, but we definitely took advantage of that.
Yes.
So every night we would line up for picture with the tree, picture with the stairs, picture with the white background, picture with the gingerbread house.
We didn't do all those every night. It just felt
almost
like it.
Pretty close.
We took advantage of that.
And then we let Alden go after that. That's how we got that done.
After dinner, took the pictures, and then Alden was free.
Yeah.
And some of them came out really good. I mean, they're decent photographers, and yeah, it worked good. Would I say I enjoyed all the photos?
You don't enjoy any photos.
Nope, but he said, your mother paid for this, so you're going to do it. I think he was just saying that for himself so that he could
mentally prepare myself.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, Christmas tree pictures, done, check.
Yeah.
Got them knocked off. Well, what about merchandise, Doug? You spent some money on the ship?
No.
Not a lot.
No, not really.
No.
There was not much very merry time merchandise.
No.
I just put my Disney Cruise Line ornament on the tree yesterday. And by me, I mean my wife, but it's right center smack dab.
Nice work, pal.
Yes.
We get an ornament every sailing, and I just thought they were weak this sailing. It took us a while to pick one, and then I was like, fine, just take it.
It's a big anchor.
Yeah. So hopefully the next sailing is better.
Yeah.
On the Wish.
There you go. Claire got some pins. Other than that, I don't think...
I got some ears. There was some new cruise line ears. It was my only ears of the whole trip. And we went to Disney World, too. I feel like that's a win.
But what are we doing with those ears?
No, I bought those in August.
Oh, that's... So I'm going to announce that giveaway now.
Okay.
This is going to be only for listeners. On our first post, our Thursday night social media post, if you want to win the ears that look like life preservers, you will comment about when you go on a cruise, your next cruise. If you want to go on a cruise, just make a comment about cruising, and you will be entered to win the ears that are the life preservers, and we'll send them your way. So we're not going to...
And bonus points if you leave a review and let us know one if you haven't done so yet.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, you'll get entered twice.
Extra entry.
So enter Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can win the ears only for people that actually listen to the show and have gotten this far in. So that's your reward.
Tags on them.
Have the tags.
Ooh,
They're
nice.
Just for you. That's why we got them. So there you go. All right, ears. Christmas merch. Let's talk about decor on the island.
Yeah, Castaway. How's that look right now?
Christmassy.
Ooh, okay.
Giant Christmas tree is up.
Man, I miss Castaway. Thanks, guys.
It's really nice, Derek. You should try and go in there sometime.
There's garland around like the Castaway sign. There's
cookies was decorated, right? And
yeah.
Some
just
wreath
some
and
just
garland.
random
Little
touches, not huge.
Yeah, just little bits here and there. It was good. Reminded you it was Christmas time.
That's where we heard the Jimmy Buffett playing too.
Of course, makes sense.
Too.
Christmas though, like just two. Yeah.
That's where I would sing it and annoy the children the most.
Annoying children is important, especially on vacation.
Very, very easy. But to get onto Castaway, you can't just walk off whenever you want, in theory.
Or any port.
You have to be in the virtual queue. That's a thing. Congratulations. That has not changed since August. What time did you do it, and what group did we get in?
So it opened at 7:30, and I got on at 7:31 because we were eating our room service on the deck and balcony, and I totally forgot. So 7:31, and I was group 84.
Oh,
yeah,
it's like Rise of the Resistance and Ratatouille all over now.
So all ashore was 8:30.
Yeah.
So guess what time group 80 whatever got us off the ship, Derek?
11 o'clock.
8:30.
Oh.
No, it was 8:40, 8:45.
Whatever. 8:40.
I was going by like Rise of the Resistance boarding groups
right?
in my brain.
You would think that would have been awful, but it just was like, get off the ship.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that will matter more the fuller the ship gets, but we were at half capacity almost.
Yeah.
So it doesn't seem to matter much.
Also, they don't ever check it. So if you have a late boarding group, just go. Just go ahead and go down.
The worst they can do is tell you, like, not yet, sir.
If there's a crowd, just stay straight out, and they're not going to bother you.
Yeah, don't.
Pretend you belong and you can get anywhere.
When they scan your key to get off, your key to the world card, they're not checking your boarding group.
No.
The security and the customs people do not care.
I don't think they may not even know it's a thing.
Yeah.
They might be that detached. So don't worry about the virtual queue. Still do it. Try to get as low, just because you never know what day it might matter. So, also Shutters was on the island taking pictures with characters. They have 5 different things set up as you leave the ship.
Yeah, it was great. The kids
almost
were mad,
too many.
But the kids are like, "We'll do it later," and I'm like, "No, we won't."
Now or never, kids.
And when we went back, they were gone, just like I knew they would be.
Yep. That's why you do it when you get off.
We took a lot of pictures, so we apparently found some favorite Shutters people. So we knew lots of their names.
Yeah.
Our favorite was Nemo. So in case you're listening, Nemo.
Yeah, I'm sure he's a
Or maybe it's Nemo. I don't know.
We don't know how to pronounce. It's spelled Nemo like the fish, but he's from Serbia. I don't know.
We gave him a shout out in the survey that they send at the end.
Yeah.
So. Yep.
Shutters. Yeah, they're all over the island taking pictures. Lots of characters on the island, especially if you walk instead of take the shuttle. I think that would be one tip if you're off early in the morning, instead of getting on the shuttle right when you can, walk to the beach. It's more work, but then you're going to walk past Mickey and Minnie, Donald, Daisy, possibly Goofy, depending on what time you do it, where otherwise you're just going to zip right on past.
Yep. Yeah. You can take the shuttle back, the tram back. It's a tram.
Tram, shuttle.
The tram that Disney World
Disney
no longer...
does run a tram.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
at Castaway.
on Castaway.
Yeah, the only tram in operation right now.
Yeah.
All the people that work are now filed down in Castaway right now. If training, they'll have to be sent to Castaway to get
That
trained.
would be horrible.
So, also, thank you. We've had so many of our Patreons actually post and comment, bring back the trams in the last couple weeks. So, it's a thing. Hashtag it up. So, all right. The other thing on Castaway that I'm sure you already said Alden did was the 5K. Did he win?
So they don't really do it.
Oh,
but they do it
So the sign is still up that says 5K start.
and finish. There's no map of the course.
Yeah, there's no map, so you just kind of run until you hit 3 miles and then go back.
Or you stop at 2.8 and get grumpy that you didn't hit 3 miles. And we're like, why'd you stop?
And then you went and run another 3 miles. He did. So
Yeah, he ran a 10K
yeah,
at the end of it.
So they don't advertise it, but you can get a medal. You just have to stop at guest services and say, I did the 5K, and they'll give you as many as you want as your party
Which
has.
is insane. They don't tell you anywhere,
Yeah.
but they have the medals.
Yeah, I was prepared for them to tell us no, because in August they told us no for the Castaway 5K.
The medals, they have them.
But then the fantasy people had them, and I was like, if the fantasy people in October for their first sailing can have them, the Dream better have them, and they did.
So he got his medal. The last time we were on a ship in January of 2020, we did not get to dock at Castaway. So
yeah, he had to run on the ship.
Yeah, so that was kind of rough. And so he finally got to do it kind of, sort of. There was a good number of people running, though. So he wasn't all alone out there. And then he claimed he followed someone the wrong direction, and that's wasn't why it wasn't
I understand
5K.
that, because when Sam and I did the Castaway 5,
I got lost when I
Right.
did it. Totally
Yeah.
happens.
it's just it's so confusing, because there's like a circle, and then it's like you run around twice, but then you go down the strip and back.
Yep.
You know who's never been lost running the 5K?
He's never even been close to it.
Me. Yeah, I've never been lost
There's no
running
idea
it.
about the circle,
No idea.
the loop.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's what we're definitely doing on the Rope Drop Radio cruise whenever that happens. So
no.
my favorite place to eat, one of them in the world, is Cookies too. So I am jealous. Heard the menus changed a little bit. How was that?
It was good. I've never thought it was bad. It's a lot different than pre-pandemic. There's the burger. There's a hot dog. There's roasted chicken.
Are the
And
ribs still
there's-
there?
There's ribs.
Okay, good.
And there's a barbecue pork sandwich now with coleslaw. So, I mean, that's a good amount of entree options for
What did
any
they have
buffet.
before? That's what they had
That's-
before.
They had
Yeah.
a spicy chicken that you
Oh,
could get,
yeah.
and
They
then you
still
could
have
get
that
the
at
ciabatta
Serenity
bread
Bay.
and make a
Still have it at
sandwich.
Serenity Bay. They
Yeah.
just decided that
The general public
Yeah,
can't
it doesn't
handle
need
it.
it.
Yeah, but they have the roasted chicken instead of that breaded chicken.
Yeah.
The roasted chicken's good. I think the
it
girls
was
ate that.
jerk chicken.
Yeah, jerk chicken's roasted chicken, but
It's not
Caribbean.
Two different things, Doug.
Sure it is.
Thank
It's
you.
chicken. The cornbread though, be aware it's got jalapenos in it.
Good to know.
It always has.
It always
but
has. It's
there was
just
no
need to-
label. I swear there was a label
It-
before, and I forgot.
Forgot it, and I even after Michelle said it's spicy, it's got the jalapenos in it. I'm like, really? Yep, it does. And then I set that down. I didn't.
And then you picked up the Tums, but I still
Yeah.
owe you a bottle.
Yeah, it's good, and you.
One of the issues we had with Cookies too on this trip was that it was crowded. We've
Yeah.
never really seen all of it full like that early.
Huge lines
It was
right
like
at rope
11:30.
drop. Like we missed lunch rope drop by 10 minutes because we just were a little slow. We're on island time.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
No one else was evidently. Evidently lunch was like, gotta go eat. I've never seen Cookies 2 be that popular.
Part
right
of
at
the
rope drop.
issue is that Pelican Plunge, everybody on that ship apparently likes the spot to sit by Pelican Plunge.
It's not that big.
No.
No.
It's
And
not
so
that many
people
chairs.
kept coming and coming and coming to Pelican Plunge
We
area.
were literally the last chairs by the cabanas.
That's 'cause we
eventually
moved.
after we moved.
It was too busy for me by the Pelican Plunge. So we
Noisy.
moved on the other side of the sandbar. That's almost like a
The bar.
secret
It's a
spot, but
bar,
you have to
the
get there
sandbar.
early. It's just a lot more relaxing than all the way over by Pelican
It's
Plunge.
quiet, other than the people that walk up to the rope at the cabanas, like, but there's chairs over there. And yeah. But there was tons of empty chairs on the family beach. It's just everybody walked past it looking for a better chair, and they never found it.
So if you want to be by Pelican or by the sandbar, you're gonna have to get there earlier.
Early.
Well,
Because
speaking
they've still taken away a lot of chairs for social distancing. So
and speaking of the sandbar, did you guys get some fruity cocktail drinks while you were on Castaway?
Took me a couple tries.
He ordered a strawberry daiquiri. I had already had one. And I don't think the guy believed him that he wanted a strawberry daiquiri.
He must have looked at me like, this dude doesn't want a strawberry
beer
daiquiri.
instead.
Whatever, I'm not bringing it. It never came.
Yep.
Just never came.
So I tried again and ordered him something when I got my margarita.
Yeah, she's on drink number 2. It's like Castaway, he was trying to pace me. Or make me wait a little longer. It was 10 a.m. and I was having a strawberry daiquiri. I was
on my second.
She was on our second drink because only drinks of the whole trip, though.
Yeah.
Well, you got to. I always get a Mai Tai when I'm on Castaway.
What's in a Mai Tai, Derek? Is that coconut? And that what's
no
what
pineapple, rum, and all the good things.
Maybe I try that next time. All the good things, as long as it's not mango, is one of the good things. Will be good. I should give that a whirl.
Okay.
But yeah, we did have a drink. It was good. My drink was strong.
So they made it correctly. That's good.
Also, still no internet data, anything on Castaway.
You need to enjoy time with the family, not on your phone. Come on, Doug.
We didn't even bother. We weren't on our phones at all. We didn't even try to get on.
Well, we were on our phones on the app.
Well, yeah, you have to use the app, though. That's the problem with no paper navigator. I have to use the app.
Yeah.
And the text messaging on the ship worked great with iPhones, but on Castaway, we weren't getting texts through each other.
Because the Wi-Fi wasn't working either.
Yeah. The power stayed on this time, though, if you've listened to our trip report from August.
Yeah, you finally had a successful Castaway. We
did.
That's weird for the McKnights.
No rain, no wind. Things happened. It was great. It was a good day. And had a good lunch, and then we headed back, and yeah.
Had to finish out the cruise. So one thing we didn't talk about is masks, and especially with character interactions, where, when, what is that like right now?
So for characters, if Shutters is taking your picture, you are allowed to remove it after you turn around for the picture. So you can talk to the character, but they want you to keep your mask on, even the fur characters. But when you turn around to smile, then you can remove it for the picture. So especially with the princesses, they were very strict on that. You could not take your mask off until you were actually on your Mickey dot, Mickey heads circle, and then turn around for the picture. Those pictures with the Shutters people were called character photo, and the description said, with our great cameras and photographers, come see the characters. Then there are other character things in the navigator, in the app, that say appear and wave. And that means there's just the characters. There are not photographers. You cannot take your masks off there. The cast members will not take your photo if you ask. You have to ask another family to do it, or you take a selfie. So we just took selfies.
Yeah, the selfies.
Or took a picture of each other. But but there was a lot of character interaction. Like I said before, way better than August. So.
Yeah, they stepped it way up. And that's all inside. If you're outside, you're maskless anyway.
Yeah.
So on Castaway, you don't have to worry about Shutters being there or not. You can take a selfie without masks on. Only masks inside.
It'll be interesting to see how that continues to evolve, especially in January, as now it's pretty much all vaccinated being on the ship.
Right? A lot of things
January
evolving.
13th is that date, by the way.
Thank you. Hey, we were both wrong.
5 and up have to be vaccinated.
Yep.
So
Celebrity just decided that too. Norwegian has decided that everybody has to be vaccinated,
yeah, they've
no matter
been that
what.
way, no matter
Royal
what.
has not commented yet.
Wait, doesn't that mean 5 and because you can't vaccinate 5 and below?
Yeah, so Norwegian will not
just
let.
They won't let the youngs. Okay, there we go.
So,
that answers my question.
Yeah, Norwegian hasn't been sailing with under 12.
Oh,
yet.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're just pfft.
Like Disney is doing the Panama Canal with no
Yes,
no
that's
kids.
correct. No kids at all.
You have to be fully vaccinated. Norwegian is doing that all the time.
Okay.
So,
Fascinating.
Yeah, because that's a long sailing. So they're like, nope, just vaccinated.
yeah.
Okay.
So one other thing we did play some shuffleboard.
There you go.
And that was like a small headache for Michelle to get the stuff. That's partly when I was taking my nap, so I was in and out of shuffleboard.
Yeah,
I
so
napped after it, didn't I?
so shuffleboard and basketballs were not available in August when we cruised.
At all.
Now they're available. You just have to contact guest services in the app, which is a little bit of a pain because you're
That's
kind of in
weird.
a queue and they count you down and then they're like, oh, well, let me send somebody to the area to get it for you.
And by the
then-
time you talk to them, who knows where you're at?
Yeah, and the app kind of still kind of glitches there. So we finally got some shuffleboard stuff and we played that for a while, which was nice.
We're really bad, by the way.
yeah.
If we're ever in a shuffleboard tournament, do not bet on us.
Nope. Yeah.
Good to know. So, and then, did you guys do any shore excursions, or what's going on right now with those?
We did not for this cruise. We didn't actually get off in NASA.
We looked at it. We waved.
We
Construction's coming along nicely.
Yeah. If you have someone in your party that's under 12, that means they wouldn't have been fully vaccinated by now. You cannot get off the ship unless you are on a Disney Cruise Line excursion. And other cruise lines are doing that too. So I did see some families with small kids that tried to get off. They thought they were going to the beach or going to town. And Disney's like, I'm sorry, no.
I'm pretty sure that rule stems from the Bahaman government too.
Yep, they've
Yeah.
been pretty strict with it.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Because masks are still required there everywhere.
Outside. You
Yeah.
leave your house in the Bahamas, you put on a mask.
Yeah.
So we didn't do any excursions, even on Castaway. I told the kids they could snorkel or I get them a tube, and they looked at me like I was a weirdo.
Yeah. Nope.
Okay. Well, speaking of kids, I have the younger kids. What is the kids clubs like right now, especially in the Oceaneers Club and Lab?
So it's kind of still the same. So an hour and a half time slot per day. You can book those ahead of time. That's all you can book ahead of time. Then after you use your time period, you can look in the app and see if there's availability.
Rebook.
I heard their availability was fine there.
Yeah, people
So-
were just keeping their kid in it.
Yeah.
It's just you have to.
You have to
do it
constantly
through the
check.
app.
Yeah.
Man, I hope that evolves by the time we get on. Just
Yeah.
personal preference.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where you just have to keep signing them back in.
Yep.
And I know some people said that their kids loved it because it was like, hardly any kids in there. They had
It'll be-
run of the house.
I think it'll be interesting in January 13th to see if that changes at all because 5 and up. I know Oceaneers Club and Lab is 3 and up.
Which is crazy. There's a big difference between a 3-year-old and a 12-year-old, right?
Yeah, and
Like,
that's why Claire didn't want to go.
yeah, that's why your 12-year-olds grow
Yeah,
up too
but
fast.
if you have
That's why I
younger
was bummed
siblings,
out, because we had Callum going on the ship. He would have been old enough. So there you go.
yeah, and Olivia still would have been.
Yep.
Yeah,
She takes care of him.
would she still be next
Yeah.
year too, though? But when you have younger siblings, it seems to work out great. But when you have older siblings, the youngest one doesn't want to stay.
No, she
No.
wanted nothing to do with it.
Yeah,
And, it's kind of one of those things, like, a lot of people have really put off cruising because of things, but, man, our kids, it's a totally different cruise now. I'm glad we got a bunch of cruises in when they were younger, when we did things as a family more, because now they're all kind of going their own separate way, and they don't necessarily want to hang out with mom and dad. But when they were younger, we did all those family activities together. Now they're also
Oh, you
concerned
guys are
about
still the
black
cool mom and
data.
dad. Come on. Well, maybe not Doug.
No. Most likely not Doug.
So-
But yeah, don't pass up cruising now because of restrictions, because later on the kids are older and older kids stink. There.
There we go. All right. Well, speaking of kids, they have to eat. Transition. Let's
Nice.
talk dining real quick because we haven't talked dining at all. How is that on the Dream? Did
I'm
you get
full.
steak at every meal?
Michelle did, yes.
Alden
Yes.
and I did.
And Alden.
Yeah.
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 I did not. I got sea bass. I did get steak one night, and then I got the pasta dish at Animators because has to be the cheapest entree they have on the entire ship, and I get it. I feel like such a bum, but I like it. But it was good. Crush comes and talks.
At Animators.
At Animators, we have the worst possible table in Enchanted Garden because the characters come and they make an announcement, don't get up, and then our server says, get up, like literally right after the end of that announcement, so that we could see them.
Yeah, they changed that in August where when they started to sail again, where characters like the Fab Five come through Enchanted Garden and sing and dance, kind of welcome you on board.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that's still there.
Yep, and Royal Palace.
That was nice.
There was, what, 3 princesses?
Four.
4 princesses make the rounds.
Really?
And you had a
There you
piano
go.
player throughout dinner.
Yeah, so they just kind of did a circle and waved. So we didn't have a great spot for that either.
No.
This table, number 20.
Don't get table 20 on
Maybe
the
we
dream.
got it because we had older kids.
Well, you
and we
also
knew
are
that
the
we didn't need to sit by
McKnights.
'em.
Something
It's the
has to
equivalent
happen.
to a room view, right?
Yeah.
I didn't even have to request we sit by ourselves because everybody's
Everybody
sitting by
sits on their
themselves
own.
right now.
Yeah, which is great. We're not forced to make friends.
Yeah. But we had a really good dining team.
They were
So
great.
that was good. Yeah.
Not Irvington. What is it?
Irwington
Irwington.
from Jamaica.
And Bernard.
Nope.
Bruno.
From India.
Glad Michelle's
job
on the
with-
show.
And Mark, the head server.
Oh,
Mark.
head servers.
He couldn't remember us to save his soul. So.
No, he was.
It's okay. They have a lot of tables, but oh, buddy.
All right.
The dining rooms are still very spaced out, if you're wondering. So normally in those dining rooms, it's hard to walk around, right? They have those tables packed tight. It's super easy to get around. Very spaced out in the dining rooms and in cabanas, which is fantastic. Cabanas still has limited menu, but they have added Mickey waffles, Derek.
Oh, yay, they're back.
So they're making
And they
improvements.
added omelets back.
Yes, they
Custom
added omelets back. So Cabana's list took some feedback and made some changes.
Good. And hopefully it keeps changing and coming back to where it was. And so what about shows? What did you guys see when you were on board?
So it's just a 3-night cruise. So they're only showing Beauty and the Beast. They do it on the first night and the last night. We went to the very last showing of Beauty and the Beast, and it was phenomenal as always. It's overproduced. I mean, a lot of theatrical, technical elements going on in that show. It's an award-winning show as well, and it was good. The kids liked it. Well, Alden didn't come because he was too busy playing foosball with his new buddies, but the girls really liked it.
And if you do a 4-night, Believe they're showing Believe now.
And Believe is, I think, probably my favorite
That's a
Disney
great
Cruise Line show.
Yeah.
I think that's my favorite because
Makes
it's
me
what
cry
makes
every
the garden
time.
grow. And then it would have been really hard as Alden's not sitting with us. The
Yeah.
whole cats in the cradle moments in that show of like, well, we already lost him, so he's off to Vibe.
Yeah.
So
And
then, Doug, you actually got to see a couple new movies.
that's right. Went to Internals with Samantha. That was fantastic. It's for super nerdy Marvel fans, though. I'm not going to lie. That movie is a lot to take in.
I've yet to see it.
Don't be distracted. You'll be like, what is happening now?
That's a Disney Plus home
Yeah.
theater movie for me.
And then we saw the brand new Disney animation show, and I'll let Michelle say the name of it.
Oh, goodness, because you just can't say it.
I can't.
Encanto?
Sure. I took French. It was good. I really liked it.
Lin-Manuel. Yeah.
Yeah, he does the music, and you can tell. Little, you're just gonna shrug. They can't hear your shrugs.
I don't know. I fell asleep, but I was super tired. I fall asleep in every movie, every TV show. So
Loads of fun sometimes. at the theater.
Don't
yeah,
take
but
Michelle to the movies. Got it.
the music
No.
seemed good when I heard it.
Yeah, it had a couple spots that dragged. I think when we were done, I'm like, there was like 2 spots where the plot dragged, and she's like, oh, I fell asleep twice. So clearly we had the same opinion.
Totally.
But I highly recommend that
But
movie.
Disney
it was good.
is the only cruise line to do first run movies at sea because they own them.
Yep.
So they can do that.
Yep.
So
And
in
since they
Encanto,
own so
yeah.
many things now, you're getting
Yeah.
a wide variety of things shown on the ship.
Yeah, there was a lot of good movies shown, and they did show Eternals quite a few times. And in Kanto, they showed in Buena Vista Theater at 9, and then at 9:15 they started in the Walt Disney Theater. So, I mean, that's a lot of people that could go to it basically all at once. So, and that kind of wraps up our cruise, Derek.
Yeah, it sounds like you guys had a wonderful time, and I'm glad you did. Glad you guys got back safely. Last thing, you got from the ship to MCO, and I know we've talked on this show about how big of a mess MCO is right now. How was debarking and getting back home?
Well, us
Don't.
getting to the airport that fast, the planning for that started before we left home because we only took carry-ons. So we did not check a bag because you just can't check a bag right now at MCO or something.
So
I don't
let's back
understand.
up. So
Let's back up. Derek
I
couldn't check a
booked-
bag.
no, I booked Southwest flights on opening day when they were released for Thanksgiving. I booked a 9:40 a.m. flight on Monday morning.
Thinking we're just going to
We
the
were just going to
parks.
Disney World. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh, we could do Disney cruise. Like, so, and then they're like, well, we probably can't make that flight. I'm like, well, we have to because it's direct. It was cheap and I wasn't changing. So we decided to take a chance. I don't recommend a 9:40 flight. At least
No.
give yourself till 11. 12 is better.
Because you should be able to go eat breakfast, get off the ship, take whichever form of transportation you want back to the airport. So we rented a car, parked it in the garage.
We lined up at 6:45 in the atrium.
I'm sure your kids loved you for that.
They didn't complain much.
I put the fear in
I
them.
think they understood the
Yeah.
importance of it. We were the second group through customs, and in our car and driving by 7:08. I think it was 7:04 is when they said, "Okay, go."
Good
I was
golly,
really,
that's still like a 45-minute drive to MCO, isn't it?
Yeah.
yeah, and then we get to MCO, we exit the old Beachline Expressway or whatever it's called, and the traffic at MCO is backed up, Derek.
Oh, yeah.
I had flashbacks to June when we were stuck in
we were
traffic
stuck
for
in
40,
traffic for
that
yeah.
sort of stuff. But fortunately, it was backed up going to the arrivals and departure lanes, not to the rental car. So I eventually got like around it and we got in the return. But there were so many people showing up at the airport at that time in the morning. I don't know what MCO was about to look like, but the line for
there was
TSA,
a picture there, and it was almost an hour for the waiting on
it went all the way down through the mall area, food court, and looped back around. I don't know that pre-checks ever paid for itself more in any moment ever. We actually had time to spare at the
We did.
the
We
gate.
had like 45 minutes.
We got there and it was like, oh.
Yeah, but if you didn't have TSA pre-check or one little hiccup, you're not
there's no way.
MCO, or even if you had to check a bag.
Yeah.
Actually, you
so
wouldn't have been able to
that's-
go on that flight because that's what happened to me. There you go.
Yeah, that's why we were like,
Highly recommend TSA pre-check. Even if you're going to fly twice a year, it's worth it.
yeah, just in Orlando alone.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not having to get the liquids out of your bags or take your shoes off is with it.
And
Who
if you
wants to
do
take their
global
shoes off
entry-
and walk on the same spot?
If
all
you do
those other
global
people?
entry, which we're going to do
They pay
this
for
month,
it too.
yeah, it has TSA with it. So
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to jump in that because I
Yeah.
saw a bunch of pictures of MCO, and one of the news people were there, and the line was insane. So
We did see
Yeah.
the news camera. Yes, we
Yep.
we zipped on past it though.
Good job. But you're back, and when is the next time you guys are going to go on a cruise?
June 2022.
But we cruise all of June, so it's okay.
Like it could be 13 nights in June.
It could be 14 nights in June.
Yeah, I don't know.
13 or 12. I don't. A lot of June cruising.
We have a Greek Isles cruise booked on the Magic, and we also have a Wish booked, and we have 2 Wishes booked. We
back to
cannot
back.
cruise
We could
on
do
both.
back to back.
We
Why
cannot
can't we?
cruise
Why?
on both of those.
I don't see
Why not? I don't. Yeah.
It's only money.
What if
Money
Doug and
is
I go
no
on
object.
one? Just you guys go, and then Doug and I will go on one. Oh, and we have Galactic Star Cruiser in
So
there.
that's a cruise. I have a cruise in April.
There you go.
Or
Yeah, I don't think
I'm
I have to
hoping to
wear
get
a
on the
motion
Wonder.
sickness patch.
the Royal Caribbean Wonder of the Seas in the end of
Oh.
February, beginning of March. Whenever that releases, hopefully they'll have a TA cruise, and I can get on that. That's my hope.
Well,
but that's not with the
speaking-
family.
Of releases and how people can book with you, Michelle, how far out right now is Disney Cruise Line booking, and then how can they get a hold of you to do that?
Disney Cruise Line is booking through May 2023. I would say book now. Deposits are refundable, so if the world stops again, you can get that money back. But book now because cruise ships are filling up.
They're selling out. I keep seeing the Wish is booked really heavy, and some of the other ships are as well.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well,
Yeah.
hopefully they don't have to like kick people off of it or something because
Yeah.
of capacity rules. So many things.
But
Yeah.
people can find me on social media, Rope Drop Queen, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Email is the best if you really want to quote though. So please email me, Michelle@touringplans.com.
and I will have that in the show notes. So that is all the time that we have for this week's episode. You guys are going to have your kids on for a special Patreon episode, and I'm sure Alden's going to say great things about the vibe. So I'm looking forward to that. Patrons, hopefully you guys are looking forward to that. And if you want to listen to that episode more, you're going to have to click that link as well. So that is it. So for Doug and Michelle, I'm Derek. You've been listening to Rope Drop Radio.